My wife kept volunteering me to host her family without asking, so I stopped coming home. My wife has this habit where she treats our house like a public venue and me like the staff. She'll commit to hosting dinners, holiday gatherings, birthday parties, and I won't find out until the day before, sometimes the day of. And when I say hosting, I don't mean she's cooking and cleaning and setting things up. I mean she tells people to come and then looks at me like I'm supposed to make it happen. The first time it happened, her parents and her brother Nolan and his wife showed up on a Sunday afternoon. I was on the couch watching football in basketball shorts. She hadn't said a single word to me about it. I literally opened the door in my underwear holding a bag of chips. She laughed it off like it was cute. Her mom gave me a look. I spent the next 3 hours scrambling to put together a meal for 6 people out of whatever we had in the fridge. That became the routine. She'd volunteer our house. I'd find out late. I'd panic cook, panic clean, and then sit there exhausted while everyone had a great time, and she took credit for being such a great host. One Thanksgiving, she told her entire extended family they could come to our place instead of her aunt's house. She told me the Wednesday before. I had to cook a full Thanksgiving dinner for 14 people in less than 24 hours. I didn't sleep that night. I brined a turkey at 2 a.m. Her cousin Gretchen told me it was the best Thanksgiving she'd ever been to. My wife smiled and said, "We love hosting." But the one that broke me was a random Saturday in March. I had just gotten home from a double shift. 12 hours on my feet. I was done. I had one plan, and it was to shower, eat something microwavable, and collapse on the couch. I walked in the door, and the dining table had a tablecloth on it. That was the first sign. My wife never puts a tablecloth on the table unless people are coming. I looked at her and said, "Who's coming over?" She smiled. My parents and Nolan's family, and my cousin Deandra and her husband. They'll be here at 6. It was 4:15. I stared at her. "You're telling me right now, after I just worked 12 hours. It came together last minute." "When last minute? When did you know?" She hesitated. "Tuesday." She had known since Tuesday. It was Saturday. She had 4 full days to tell me or plan anything herself, and she waited until I physically walked through the door after a double shift to drop it on me. I looked at the tablecloth, looked at the kitchen. Nothing was prepped. Nothing was cooking. The house wasn't even clean beyond that one tablecloth. She was waiting for me to do everything, like always. I said, "I'm not doing this." She laughed like I was joking. I walked past her, grabbed my keys off the counter, and went straight back out the front door. She followed me to the driveway. "Where are you going?" "They're coming in less than 2 hours. Then you better start cooking." I got in my car and drove to my friend Gio's apartment. My phone exploded within 20 minutes. Texts from her, missed calls. Then a voicemail where she was whispering angrily so no one could hear her. "You need to come home right now. My mom is asking where you are." I texted back one line. "Tell her I worked 12 hours and I'm resting, because that's the truth." She called again. I didn't pick up. Gio made us frozen pizzas and we watched the basketball game. Around 8 she sent me a long paragraph about how I embarrassed her in front of her family and how Nolan had to go pick up rotisserie chickens from the grocery store because there was nothing to eat. I read it, didn't respond. Around 9:30, Nolan texted me directly. "Bro, you good?" I told him what happened, that she knew since Tuesday and told me at 4:15 after a double shift and expected me to cook and clean for 8 people. He sent back, "Yeah, that's insane. I would have left too." I got home around 11 style. Kitchen was a mess. Takeout containers on the counter, paper plates in the trash. She'd clearly thrown together whatever she could, and it hadn't gone well. She was in bed with the lights off, but I knew she wasn't sleeping. I didn't say anything, just showered and went to sleep. Next morning, she came at me with, "We need to talk about last night." I said, "Yeah, we do. You had 4 days to tell me. You had 4 days to plan something yourself. You chose to wait until I walked in the door after 12 hours and expected me to perform. I'm not your event coordinator. I'm not your caterer. If you want to host, you host. But I'm done being the one who does everything while you get to smile and say we love hosting." She didn't say anything for a long time. Then she said, "I didn't think it was that serious." I said, "It is. And the next time you volunteer this house without talking to me first, I won't just leave for the night."